Silver. Where's the silver? It's here. Are we gonna find it? Let's go find it.
Really?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my Alright guys and gals, it's like 30-some degrees out. We're on a permission that we got before Jocelyn went away over to Europe. There's a busy road, there's a ton of cars going by, so I apologize ahead of time. I hadn't started filming yet, but I got my first really cool find. I have gotten about 5 wheat pennies so far, and you know what I say, if there's wheat pennies, there's got to be silver, there's got to be something cool here. So I did just get my very first cool target. We're going to take a quick peek and see what it is. We don't have a whole lot of time today. We only got a couple hours because we got a late start. But let's take a quick peek and see what this one is. I told you, plenty of Wheaties coming out of the ground here. So I'm happy with that because if there's Wheaties, there's good stuff. So I'm not going to film every single wheat penny like a crazy person. But definitely got a really cool token here, and it is some sort of good luck token. But when I flipped it over, I can see on the bottom it says something about Christmas, and this is so fitting because it's Christmas time. Christmas 1933 it looks like. And once I get this cleaned up you'll see it a little better, but so far that's that and the wheat pennies. So we're doing good so far. Alright, we'll get back to you on the next one. Alright, I'm kind of cherry picking today. I'm digging the high tones, but one of the areas I'm working is right around the bases of these trees, because what I'm seeing here is all these roots are exposed, so that tells me that there's not a lot of fill. So even the shallow penny signals are old coins, and here's another one. I mean, it's only a Wheatie, but it's still an old coin, and it's pretty darn shallow. But I'm still itching to find that piece of silver. I know there's a piece of silver here, but these are the types of areas you want to work. You want to work these tree root areas. It's going to be some tough digging, but it's going to pay off. It's got to pay off. There's got to be silver here. I need some silver. Not just Wheaties and tokens. Silver. Where's the silver? It's here. Are we going to find it? Let's go find it. Catch you in a bit. Well, this is kind of cool. I like finding old keys. It's not an old skeleton key, but still kind of neat. Let's take a peek at it. And an old GM Chevy key. These are standard, you know, you'll find these in the house yards. It's not very old, but still kind of neat. I might actually be able to figure out what year this key was used. It does have a serial number on it, so maybe we can play with it and see what comes of it. But you never know. Catch you on the next one. Alright, so today's been wheat pennies, keys, that token. But one thing I really like about an old house that has exposed tree roots, I love getting signals under the roots, especially when it's a bigger root, because you know you got an older target. So today I'm running the E-Track, and I got a 1235, which can be an Indian head penny, but this is not the case on this one, unfortunately. But since it was under a root, I went after it, and let's take a quick peek, because you'll find a lot of these on old home sites. Just a simple organ reed. So it's from a musical instrument. You will find these. You'll find harmonica reeds, but these little organ reeds are cool too. So, but again, down underneath the root, just off to the, And that's a pretty big root too, so this has been here a while. So, you know, don't discount the stuff that's under roots, especially if you can easily get off to the side and get underneath that root, because you'll find cool little relics like this little organ reed. Hey guys, alright, so I want to do a quick wrap up. Yesterday we were out, it was freezing cold. We didn't get a whole lot of time in, so the finds aren't super amazing, but did manage to pull a few keepers out of the ground. And I want to tell you about them today. So I've got everything cleaned up, and I'm going to show you a few things and give you a few tips on wheat scents. Yes, wheat scents. I know. Ugh. Ew. Wheat scents. But some of them can actually be pretty good. So you got to pay attention to your wheat scents. So don't discount or dismiss them in any way, shape, or form, because there are good ones out there to be found. So let's take a quick look at what we've got from yesterday. So, a couple keys, they cleaned up. The GM key actually cleaned up pretty nice. I was kind of happy with that. That's kind of a neat looking older key. I like it. A small underwear button, an organ reed, and we've got our wheat scents, and we've got this really cool token. This is a good luck token given out by the VFW, and flip it over. And this was given out, I guess, I'm assuming it was for a donation for the VFW National Home in 1933. And what they do, and it's an organization that is still around today, they support our veterans, they help families with soldiers overseas, and they do a lot of good for the community and for our veterans. So if you have some time, check them out. It's the VFW National Home, and there are chapters all across the country that help veterans and their families in times of need. So you can make a donation to them to this day. They're still around. On to the Wheaties. So yesterday we got some common date ones here. There was a 26 in there, there's a 19 in there, there's an 18 in there, and some from the 40s as well. But what I wanted to talk to you about is the 1909, the 1917, and the 1936. So the reason I'm bringing these two up, I'll get to in a minute. But in 1909, it was the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. So they wanted to put him on a coin to commemorate his 100th anniversary of his birth. The coin was designed by Victor D. Brenner. So on the reverse of these coins, some of them, not all of them, they'll have what's known as a VDB at the bottom center of the coin. Now, the really good one is the 1909 S mint marked, and the mint mark would be located directly below the date, and the S VDB is good. There were only 484,000 of those struck, so it's a very low mintage on that particular variety. There are 7 varieties listed in the Red Book that I was telling you about in the last video. There's the 1909 plain, 1909 VDB, 1909 SVDB, 1909 S without the VDB, there's a 1909 S over horizontal S, and there's also a proof version of the 1909 Lincoln Cent. The 1909 VDB was the first one that came out, and when he put his initials on there, people threw a cow. They really didn't like that, so they made him remove the initials. That is why the 1909 S VDB has such a low mintage and is the most desirable of all the varieties. 1917, they have a double die for that year, which is an expensive coin. And then there's also a double die for 36. So if you want to kind of cherry pick some of the varieties of these wheat cents, you can find a couple decent varieties within your wheat cents. I talked to you a little bit about the Red Book, and the Red Book will give you all the details about Victor D. Brenner, and the fact that in 1918 they resumed putting Victor D. Brenner's initials on, but they put them underneath the trunk of the bust on the obverse of Lincoln. So VDB was resumed being used in 1918. So just a few fun facts about the Lincoln wheat cent, and they are 95% copper. So they have roughly 2 cents worth of copper in them. However, it is illegal to scrap them. They are not demonetized. They are still legal tender here in the United States. So you cannot legally scrap them for their 2 cents worth of copper. Everybody's kind of waiting for the U.S. government to do what Canada did in 2012 and get rid of the penny. Once they get rid of the penny, then you'll be able to scrap them just like you can your silver coins, and you get more than the face value out of the copper that's in the coin. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a pretty short video this time, but we had fun, and we're going to go out today and we're going to freeze some more, and we're going to see if I can get you another video out of today. So hopefully we do, and don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell, get out, and find your treasure. See you in the next one.
Sit, Julie, sit. Good, Julie.